I have a request to show how to use a PowerPoint to make one of these vocabulary sheets. So I'm going to start out by, let's take a quick look at the PowerPoint that I made for you, or I sent out to you. And let's go ahead and build one from scratch. So when you open PowerPoint, it looks like this. The first thing I would do is add a title page. You just click in the box there and type in what you want it to be called. We'll call it vocabulary number 2. And if you want to get rid of one of these boxes, you click on it. Get that little X, click that X, you hit delete, and it goes away. Now we want to move on to another slide. So go up to Insert, New Slide, and there's your new slide. I'm actually going to get rid of all this stuff. Again, just getting my crosshatch there, click, delete, and it's gone. Because what we want to do is we want to insert a table. So you could either go Insert Table, or you can just hit Table up here, and you can drag and select the squares. So I want to have 4 across, because we have our vocabulary words themselves, what you think it means, what it actually means, and using it in a sentence. Then I want the top row to be where I write those definitions of what the columns are for. And then I have 5 words, so I'm going to go down to where I finally have 6. So I'm doing a 6x4 table. And in it goes. Now, I don't happen to like that color scheme, so let's head back. I like the one at the very beginning because I like it really plain. There we go. Just making a real plain one there. So all I did was I went up here to my table styles, and I went to the very beginning, and I chose something that had grid lines in it but didn't have color. It's perfectly okay if you want to do color. I just don't like it myself. Now we're going to go ahead and put in what we want up here. Well, actually, let's give this a title up here for our page. So, well, if we have students, we're going to be doing that. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a text box. I'm just going to make myself a little text box here. And all I did was chose text box, and then I slid out and made a box this size. I can change everything once I've done it. And type in what I want. Okay, vocabulary, got it, okay. And I don't really like what that looks like, so I'm gonna, oops, don't want that, cancel. I'm gonna go in the box, highlight that. I will go to Format, Font, and that's going to let me choose what I want to do. I can choose the size here. I'm going to take this actually down to probably a 14. Okay. Now I want to do another text box under that because I want a place for my students to write their name. And there we go. So again, I picked text box out of my tools, and I put in name. And I'm just going to give it an underline so they have a place to put it. And then I'm going to have date also. And again, I don't like the size. Come back. When I want to work on something else, I have to do is click on it. And I will go Format, Font, and I'm going to take that down to a 14 again. Okay, that looks better. Now let's get back to working on the table. If you want to increase the size of your table or a text box, you click on it, and when you get the little double arrow like that, you can move it. You can make it bigger. Only mine's doing something funny here. It's moving around. There we go. Do not know why that happened, but we can live with it. Got bigger. There we go. Okay. So up here, I'm going to go ahead and put in my titles. It's too big. I want that smaller. Highlight, format, font. Change it to a size 14. Okay. Now I'm going to go all the way across the top and put in those titles. Now in this case, I don't need that much space, so if I get on one of these lines and I get this little icon with a double line and 2 arrows, I can move that. So I'm going to move that up where I want it. And then I'm going to move down to the next cell and start putting in words. Like that. And again, don't like the size, change the size, highlight, format, font. Font size change to 14. Did it. Okay. So I would go ahead and fill out all of that and fill out all of this to start with. The next thing you're going to do is you want to have students put in what they think it means. In order to do that, you want to give them a hint that that's what you want them to do. So go to Shapes. You're going to go to Callouts and pick the callout that you would like. I'm going to choose this one, a calling cloud. And you get to format the size you want it to be. And you can change this. It doesn't have to stay what you put it at. Once you've done that, when you double click on it, it'll bring up editing. You can change the color and such. I put a text box in mine, and actually all you have to do is click. So choose text box, click inside your cloud there, and then you can write down what you'd like. And you can again highlight the text if you want to, and change the size, change the color. Under Format, Font, and knock it to the size you want. If you don't like where your little box is located, just float your cursor until you get this X, this hatch here, and you can move it where you'd like to. There you go. Now, each one of these objects can be formatted as to how it appears. So do your select so you have your box around it. Go up to Slideshow, choose Custom Animation, and what you're going to do here is you want to be on the green star and just make it appear. And what happens then is when you just click on the screen, this is going to appear. Okay. So there we have it. And then you can get rid of this. So if I am running my slideshow, when I click on it, my text box appears. Pretty good, huh?